The newest Genshin update contains a lot of new and insane content, and these are the top 5 new features coming with the 5.7 version. Alright, starting off, our yearly adventure with beloved Dainsleif will be waiting for us, and not only that, it turns out Traveler's sibling was actually visiting Natlan at some point. Plus, there's this weirdly dressed girl we will find in a cave wandering out and about, so hopefully we get a tiny smidge of answers of what is going on with the siblings. But besides that, Skirk's personal quest will also be available. We can see her playing with an instrument, so that's pretty cool, and as always, completing this quest will award you with some Ascension materials to level Skirk. Finally, this will not be part of 5.7 update, but I just wanted to quickly mention this now. At the end of the livestream, a small part of Nodikrai was previewed with some big reveals, like this Alice artwork, and what looks like to be Vodka leading his expedition. Pretty exciting stuff, but not much else was showcased aside from the good doctor. New update, new events, and this time around, the major event is going to be held in Sumeru, where the Academia has prepared a special board game, which honestly looks like one of those auto battlers, which I do enjoy playing sometimes. The other phase of this event will require you to play yet another mobile adaptation of a Match the Symbol game, so guide Paimon's harvesting and collect some points. If only my mom played Genshin, she would have loved this one. Anyway, this event's grand prize is going to be Sethos. I know, not the best 4-star, but maybe someone who's maining him will benefit from the extra constellation. Now, moving over to smaller events, first one is going to be Battle of Fearsome Ferocious Firepower. It's a similar event we've seen in the past, but the cannon can now deliver a few more different shots, and I mean, hey, it looks like a pretty chill event. Then the next one is Reminiscent Regiment Frenzy. Team up with other players in co-op by choosing the right unit who can benefit the most from the stage, and complete various objectives, gather buffs, and beat the main goal of each stage. So as always, it's gonna be chaotic, and it's gonna be pretty fun to see a bunch of random crap happening at the same time. Now, Traveler's Tales Gilded Chapter is making a comeback. This is where various characters from the game actually can be encountered in open world, and then you get to experience a small story, which is fine. But from what I understand, the devs are looking into ways to implement this event as a permanent feature for the game. Finally, let's not forget the good old overflowing abundance that's making a comeback, which will double all your weapon and talent material drops. Oh, and 2 more envisaged Echo rewards will be added, one for Shenhe and another for Raiden Shogun, which is actually pretty exciting since I'm sure many have Raiden on their account. Right, yes, let's not forget the 23 people still playing Genius Invocation TCG. New cards like Mahuika, Chaska, and Citlali will be added to your decks. You really gotta check out this mode someday. Anyway, check out all the events calendar here before we move on. The wait is over. Skirk, a 5-star Cryo Sword user, will be joining the 5.7 update. And she's going to be one of those units who doesn't use energy. Instead, she relies on this special resource that allows her to go into this skill mode and unleash a bunch of cool attacks. But you can also use this resource to cast her burst. So looks like she might have 2 different playstyles. However, it does seem like her power will be severely tied to specific teammate elements because her passive abilities will increase her damage based on how many Cryo and Hydro units are in the team. So on one hand, it's exciting to see this Resident of Abyss finally come to life, but it's also going to be a bit iffy when it comes to her team comps. But don't worry, I'll be releasing a full video on Skirk very soon and answer all of your questions, so I'd appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. Moving over, we have Dahlia, who is a 4-star Hydro Sword user. His skill can summon this shower, which will either hit the enemies or act as a trampoline. So pretty cool we get a Hydro character with a vertical exploration skill. And then as for the burst, it's going to deal some damage and provide a steady flow of Hydro shields for the active unit. I believe this is the first true Hydro shield in the game. Sure, Candace can temporarily create it, but this one actually lingers around, so pretty exciting. Oh, and most important of all, Dahlia will also be able to boost attack speed, which probably is going to matter to Skirk. Finally, when it comes to banners, in Phase 1, Skirk with Shenhe will be available to pull for along with Dahlia, while in Phase 2, Mahuika and Emily will be the featured 5-stars. So quite insane banners here. Oh, and yeah, Skirk's signature sword will also be available to pull for in Phase 1. It wasn't even that long ago since Imaginarium Theater was added into the game, and now we're getting a new endgame mode called STYGIAN Onslaught, and from the looks of it, you will need to use 3 different teams to beat each boss in time trial, which seems pretty interesting, but then also, you can go into co-op as well, which means good old meta of asking some whale to carry you. Although, full details on how everything works have not been shared in the livestream, so we'll need to wait and see how this mode will work on all difficulty levels. Still, it seems this mode will become a place for many to farm artifact sets because apparently, you'll be able to choose any set here, and after each time a boss is defeated, you'll be able to claim the rewards just like from any other artifact domain. But the reason you'll want to be farming here is that you will be able to gain an additional artifact drop by filling up this resource. So as long as this place is active, you will want to farm artifacts here. Oh yeah, and one more huge detail I forgot. This mode will introduce a new item called Dust of Enlightenment, which can be used on any level 20 artifact. Okay, so when used, you will need to pick 2 substats, and then all substats will be rerolled, while the 2 selected substats are guaranteed at least 2 rolls onto them. So it's like a sanctifying elixir, but for an already leveled artifact. And we can see from this example, crit rate and crit damage were selected, and then both 2 of the guaranteed rolls landed on crit damage. Now, the devs said you can get 3 of these dust items from STYGIAN Onslaught, then 2 more from each tier of Battle Pass, and finally 2 more will be sent after the update via in-game mail. So to kick things off, in 5.7, we'll be able to get at least 7 of this dust. Now, the big question is, how hard the level 5 challenge is going to be for players, because this level does provide 1 of dust, although there's even a higher level 6 challenge that shows up after beating level 5, and this dire challenge will supposedly be a truly challenging level. So hopefully level 5 will be doable for everyone with a decent account. They did mention people in your friends list who completed higher challenge levels will provide a buff to units they use to clear those challenges, so that might be one of ways to easily clear level 5. But we'll see. But yeah, overall, a cool new mode, and it was specified that in order to benefit from extra artifact drops, we will need to wait 8 days after the version update. Guys, it finally happened. After all our bitching and moaning, we get to reap the rewards and have our very own artifact loadout function. Wait, this looks wrong. Oh no, it's not an actual loadout, is it? So yeah, long story short, the fast equip feature is getting loadouts. You know, the thing that generates a loadout, and then you can use alternative pieces instead, but next time you generate the loadout, it won't remember those alternatives. So even with all this hassle, if this new feature will not remember the alternative pieces, then basically it's just gonna be a fast equip with several generated loadouts you can switch between. My buddy I Went to Lose Gaming made a video about this, and you can check it out for a more in-depth analysis, but for now, I'd say let's wait and see how this actual loadout will work once the update is live. Anyway, moving over to actual quality of life changes, when clearing Spiral Abyss Chamber, you'll be given an option to restart it in case you missed out on a star, and then after fully completing all floors, you'll be able to review the stars and immediately claim the rewards. Then, character's talent page will now have this talent demo button, so you can see visually how the abilities work, plus when leveling the talents, now you can do it continuously. Pretty nifty. But this is probably my favorite change so far. When consuming resin, now you can also choose to use transient resin, which will immediately claim the reward 3 times. Finally, no more doing that annoying ritual of converting transient resin to resin, catching crystal flies, and then turning that resin into condensed resin. Phew! Plus, in the Adventure Handbook, now you can locate ley lines from it and even check boss details. Now, those of you who actually have friends, unlike me, the chat function has a bunch of new upgrades for the emojis, like having the ability to favorite, hide, or sort them. And then, get this. After 5.7, you might be able to prevent your phone from exploding because finally Genshin will have resource management, meaning you'll be able to choose how much data to download to the phone or tablet, such as going for basic resources, which won't include Archon, Story, and Hangout quests, or even choose specific quests to be only downloaded when you're ready to do them. About time, because my cat photos were starting to beef with Genshin storage requirements. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the 5.7 update. Hope you found this video useful, and hey, press the like button to help me out. Thanks, and see you very soon.